Welcome to the Network Build Grow podcast, the show where business owners, entrepreneurs, and professionals share their stories, lessons learned, and powerful strategies for building relationships and growing their circle of influence. With Melissa Taylor, your host, each week we'll bring you actionable insights to help you build a better network and a better business. Let's dive in.
Hello, we are here with Bonnie Corwin. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Melissa?
I'm doing great. I'm doing
Good.
great. I'm doing great. So let's just kind of dive right in and tell me a little bit about Corwin Bookkeeping. I know that you do some bookkeeping for some very good friends of mine, but let me just kind of tell us a little bit about why you got into what you're doing.
Yeah, for sure. So Corwin Bookkeeping, we are a virtual bookkeeping firm. We do monthly maintenance for business owners. And so our goal is really to take care of everything on the back end so that our business owners don't have to worry about that. So we're managing money coming in, money going out, making sure everything's recorded properly, and then providing them with some reports so they can see how their business is doing on paper.
That is so vitally important. And some people don't pay attention to the financial health of their business. They think they're doing well because their money's coming in, but they have no idea what the bottom line is.
Exactly. Yeah. And I've noticed that when business owners get busy or when they have like a rapid growth in income, that sort of thing, bookkeeping is usually the first thing to go. So it's the first thing they stop doing. And they're like, oh, the money's coming in, but you've stopped recording it or tracking it in your expenses. And then things get really, really messy and you can't make good decisions for your business if your data is bad. So, it's so important for it to be organized and to, reflect what's actually happening.
Yeah, no, so vital. Like I can't express that enough. We work with a lot of entrepreneurs and small business owners, and they are everything. They wear all the hats. And when you wear all the hats, which hat are you going to put down? Well, the hat that nobody likes is bookkeeping.
I guess it's true. I like it. I like it.
Except you. Yeah. So I'm just not a numbers person. So my books were in complete disarray. Yeah. And so thankfully, thank the Lord for good bookkeepers.
Yeah, for sure.
That way. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So do you work closely with a lot of CPAs and other financial people with these business owners? Do you help them kind of navigate that too?
I work with some CPAs. Mostly I work directly with small business owners. So my target audience who I really like working with are people who are like new to owning their business or in that like under 5 years. They've been in business less than 5 years and they're really expanding really, quickly, being able to get them set out on the right foot. I don't provide tax services, tax preparation. That's a whole nother beast in itself, but I will work with, my clients' tax preparers and CPAs that they have in order to make sure everything for the year has been correctly input. And then when it comes time for tax season, it's, so much easier and it's not a painful process to go through and file your taxes because everything has been managed, through the year.
Yeah. I would imagine CPAs and tax preparers are good referral partners for you because they probably get shoe boxes that come into their office.
For sure. Yeah.
And they don't want to deal with that. They want somebody else to fix it first.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's being able to make their lives easier too, if they have clean books to work with, it makes their job a lot easier.
Yeah. That's great. No, that's wonderful. So tell me, how long have you been doing this business?
Yeah. So I launched in September of 2020. So right in the middle of the pandemic. So we've been in business. We just celebrated 5 years in September. Right. So we're in year 6. Yeah. Which is crazy, to look back and see like how things have grown and so much has happened in the last 5 years, it seems, but September 2020.
So when you start a business in a pandemic, now it is a virtual bookkeeping company, so that definitely helps. But how did you network to get your name out there when everything was kind of still shut down?
Right. Yeah. It was a wild time to be a business owner. And I was able to find a couple of networking groups that met virtually. I think everyone was virtual at the time. So I connected, honestly, there was somebody from my church had told me about a networking group she was in, and they were meeting online. So I did that for a while. But I had to, honestly, like made myself like a checklist. And my goal at the very beginning, before I had any clients, was just to talk to 3 people a week about my business. And I didn't limit myself to who they could be. It could be family members, it could be friends I hadn't talked to in a while. And most all of it was online, of course, but just practicing telling other people about my business and getting it out there, and then holding myself accountable in that, because I couldn't go to a meeting. There weren't any meetings to go to, but it was crazy. And then everything eventually kind of, transitioned back to in-person and that sort of thing. It's less intimidating, I think, to meet people like in a virtual meeting, I think sometimes, like when you're getting started. So it was a little bit helpful. And then when you meet people in person, it's different.
Yeah. What were you doing before 2020?
So I was a stay-at-home mom, starting in 2018. I was home for 2 years then with my daughter. And before that, I worked in like administration. So my background's my degree's in mathematics, but my background is in like project management, program management. So I was doing, budgets for programs and, managing events and things like that. So
yeah. So all in that very detail-oriented space.
Yes. Yeah.
Very
exactly.
detail-oriented space. And being a mom is no joke.
Oh my gosh, that's the craziest job that there is.
Yeah,
So,
we definitely learn how to multitask.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Conflict
100%.
resolution. Yes. Conflict resolution. Yes. All those things.
Yeah.
Okay. So here you are, 2020, networking online.
Yeah.
I love your goal of just talk to 3 people a week. It doesn't really even matter who they are. It's just let people know what you're doing. It's so funny. We had a conversation in one of our huddles a couple weeks ago about how some people's family members, extended family members, don't even know they own a business. They don't know what they do.
Yes.
Like, why don't you tell people what you do?
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
For sure. I mean, and that was because we have a ton of extended family in Iowa. I mean, that's where my husband's originally from. And so, they would just, hey, what's going on in your life? And it's like, I was like, this is a great opportunity. Like, I launched a business, and just send them, like, here's my website, because you never know who they're going to talk to or talk about or whatever. And even if they're not, I mean, they're both retired. My in-laws are retired, all that kind of stuff, but they know people and they talk to people and all that kind of stuff. Plus, just talking to people about your business is great practice for talking to, other people who might actually be interested in services, that sort of thing. So
yeah. Just because you're talking to family members about what you do doesn't mean you actually are expecting them to use your services.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I was in Texas and I was visiting my great aunt and uncle, and my cousins were there, and they were just, we were just talking, and they were like, hey, what's your business? What do you do? And I told them, but lo and behold, my cousin wanted to be a speaker.
Oh, yeah.
And so I did work with my cousin. So you just don't know.
You never know.
I mean, you could have a family member who owns a business whose books are in complete disarray, and who are they going to trust? Well, they'll trust a family member.
The family member. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that's a really good reminder that networking doesn't just mean networking events.
Right. Exactly. It's any time. And I remind myself of that even when I'm at like my daughter's school functions and talking to other moms and stuff. And it's like, oh yeah, and I own a business, and this is what I do. And we, and that could be it for the conversation, but it's, you're sharing it and you're talking about it.
Exactly. And like you said, it's always good practice.
Yeah.
It's about creating a circle of influence. Yeah. So, okay. So then the pandemic lifts and you're able to go to a couple of networking events, which you hadn't had to do for your other career. So what did that feel like the first time you walked into one?
Yeah. Scary. So, I mean, I'm a massive introvert. And which is shocking, I know, for the bookkeeping world, right? I'd rather be home with a bunch of spreadsheets and numbers than at an event with hundreds of people. But it was intimidating for me to go to events with lots of people. And I really have to kind of prep myself going into events and remind myself, like, it's okay to go in just as me with my introverted self. I don't need to put on any sort of performance. I don't have to be overly, energetic or extroverted. I can just be me, and I'm going to attract the kind of clients that, are attracted, you know what I mean? So it's, so I can just be myself. And sometimes I still have to remind myself of that, cause I still get intimidated by large groups and going to events. But once I put it on my calendar and I, make a plan to go, like I got to hold myself accountable to go and to do it. So, and it gets easier. It gets easier over time. Yeah.
Yeah, it does get easier, especially if you start going to some of the same group, because you start to meet a few people and then you see familiar faces when you walk in. And that's just a little bit more comforting. It always cracks me up when people go to, 10 different networking groups and they go to each one once every 3 months. I mean, you're never really going to get to know anybody.
If you're popcorning around. Yeah, for sure.
Popcorning around. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
All right. So here you are now, introverted self, walking in as you, coming to this event. Tell us, what did that first one really look like? Like, what was your primary goal at that one compared to what your primary goal is now when you go out?
Yeah, for sure. The first one that I went to, and I remember it because it was like an evening event in Belmont, I think. My goal was just to talk to, I think, maybe 5 people. And just have a conversation with them, introduce myself to them, and go around the room. I have found that I prefer more like structured networking events than I do ones that's just like maybe like a happy hour or something where everyone's just, we're just kind of, chatting the whole time. I like events that have, maybe like a speaker with them or like some structured questions and that sort of thing.
Kind of like ours.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. It is helpful for somebody like me who likes structure and who builds a lot of that into my everyday life anyway. So I found that those events are a little bit easier for me to go to, but
yeah, that's great. So that's, that kind of leads into that question of, we often ask, how do you determine which events to go to? Some with a speaker or structured networking, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Let me introduce you to the Speaker League, where great leaders are made. It's a community built around world-class speakers, real training, and the kind of opportunities that put you in front of a room and dare you to own it. Everything you need to go from good to unforgettable. Train, speak, win. The stage is yours. Your voice, your moment, your stage. Join now at thespeakerleague.com.
Have you ever been to a speed networking event?
I have not ever done a speed networking. I'm intrigued by them. But yeah, I know I've never done a speed networking.
Yeah, we've done it a couple of times at our signature events, and it's fun.
Yeah,
but it's shallow.
Sure.
Because it's a minute with each person, right? To really get to know each other. But you do get to meet everybody in the room.
Yeah.
So we do it every once in a while. So next time we're doing it, you need to be there.
Yeah, I should go. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do some rapid fire questions. All right. Okay. So first, a rapid fire question about your business. What's your favorite thing about what you do?
Oh gosh. My favorite thing is when I can see that my clients understand their numbers and they can see the growth or, the pattern that has evolved from what they've been doing. I love like when that clicks, like when I can see that has clicked for them, and they can say, oh, wow, I didn't realize I brought in this much revenue this month, or that one change I made, that one expense that I cut out has really like moved things forward. And they can see that and they can understand that. Like I love seeing that for them because bookkeeping is such a simple thing, but it's so vital to your business. So yeah. So it's when they make that connection. Yeah.
Okay. And what is one thing that just frustrates the bejeebies out of you?
I think it's being able to, if people don't care about their books, like I can't force them to care about it. Right. And if they're not going to put in the time to be consistent and stuff, like if I've given instructions of like, hey, you need to, separate this expense out. You can't keep charging personal expenses in here, or you need to create a new account here, and they just are not interested in doing any of that. They don't really care about it. That's really hard for me, because it's, I cannot do the caring for their business for them. They have to be bought in for bookkeeping. So
yeah. But it frustrates you when it's not clean. You want clean books.
Yes. Right. Yes.
Clean books would be nice. Yes, absolutely. Very good. The IRS would like clean books as well.
Yes, they would. Yeah.
Yes,
absolutely.
they would. Like very clean. Yes. We have I don't know if you came to a few months ago, we had Pam Horak speak on untangling your personal from your business finances. And it's so important when you own a business to keep them separate.
Yeah. I mean, that's bookkeeping 101. In order for your business to be legitimate, like you cannot have it commingled with your personal expenses. And it's, sometimes it is tough to get people to understand that. So
no, it is. That could be, I'm sure, very frustrating. Okay. More rapid fire questions. What's one common mistake that you see people make when they go to networking events?
When they go to networking events, I think the thing that I don't like and that really turns me off, like when I'm trying to engage with someone, is feeling like they're just trying to give me like their sales pitch, and they're not building any like rapport or, just getting to know me as a person first. When they go into like a 12-minute, sign up for my newsletter and take my free quiz online, and like, I'll send you, and I'm like, I don't even know anything else about you. And I kind of want to do that first before we jump into all of the rest of it. So when it feels not genuine, and it's just, they have an agenda of what they wanted to tell you, and then they're going to move on and tell the next person. And
we call those people prospectors, not networkers.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. What is one way that you add value to people that you meet and are nurturing a relationship with?
Sure. Yeah. I think just remembering like the small details about their lives. So like a birthday, their kid had a baby, they had a surgery or something, and just wishing them well. Even just like celebrating their anniversary or like at Christmas time, Christmas cards, that sort of thing. So it's just the little touches that remind people, like, I mean, I'm a human behind my business, and they're humans too, going through things too. So picking up on those little details and remembering them. Yeah.
How do you track them?
I have an email system. And then I've recently switched to another platform where I've been able to move all of my, client information and like track the different details about all of them.
That's good. Kind of like a CRM.
Kind of like a CRM. Yeah. So we can see in one place all the information, pertinent details about my clients and when they started and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that is so important to be able to have everything in one place, or you're looking all over the place for that.
Right. Yeah.
2 boxes of information.
And if you have to do that, if you have to go searching for all the information, you're not going to do it. So having it in one spot makes it easier.
Yep. That's great. That's great. Okay. Here's another question for you. When you kind of already said this, but you go for quality rather than quantity. But do you have a goal each time you step in the room? You said when you first started networking, you had a goal of just talking to 5 people. Yeah. What are your goals now when you go to an event?
Yeah, sure. I always try to say hi to the people that I know already, and reconnect with them. And then the first people that I try to talk to are people that look like they're new, or that they look like they are uncomfortable being there, or that they're not sure what to do next, because I have been in that boat. It's funny because sometimes people come up to me and they're like, "Oh, is this your first time?" And I was like, "No, I just always look nervous, I guess." So just, introducing myself to people who are guests or who are newcomers to a group, to kind of put them at ease, and, always let them know they can sit at my table. So, we got a seat, and, helping other people feel comfortable too. So
that's a great goal, because I think when you reach out to other people, like you said, that have been in your shoes, it ingratiates you into their hearts. Like they really appreciate, the effort that you made.
Yeah.
So,
when you can't often tell, like, if someone is really nervous to be there. But like, I know how I felt, and I might not always look like I'm nervous to be somewhere, but it's always nice when someone else can make the first move, the first impression, to kind of alleviate some of that. So
alleviate some of that. Okay. So How much would you say networking has played a part in growing your business?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's a huge piece to it. And I was looking at my data at the end of 2025 and comparing things, to where I'd been like for the last 5 years. 85% of my current clients, have come from direct connection that I made or as a referral from someone that I had a connection with or a current client.
Wow.
And I was like, that's amazing, so it's for someone who does not consider herself a great networker or, it's something that is scary. It's nice to see like the fruits of my labor have paid off and, the consistency and, continuing to show up, even if it's just a little bit and the goals are small, it's going to pay off down the road. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first amazing thing about that entire statement is that you tracked it to the point where your percentage. Like most people have no idea.
Sure, yeah.
They don't know where all their clients came from. So I think that is first and foremost amazing. Us too. Ours is somewhere around 90% come from referrals and networking. It's amazing. And to me, speaking, I speak a lot.
Sure,
and so when I speak, I consider that also a form of networking.
Yeah, absolutely.
So 90% of our business comes from that, which is incredible.
Yeah.
I do know business owners that 100% of their stuff comes from social media and, bless them. Because seriously.
Oh gosh, because that's hard. Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, that's a hard marketing model to do.
Yeah.
All right. So back to your business. Where do you see it going from here? Like, what's your big vision for Corwin Bookkeeping?
For Corwin Bookkeeping, I'd like to be able to double it from where we are currently. So we had some rapid growth kind of at the end of 2025, which was awesome, but it was also forced me to reevaluate a lot of the systems and things that we put into it, which was good. I mean, it was really good. And so I'd like to see it double again within the next 3 to 5 years, and really be able to provide for my family long term, to be able to retire my husband and have that as Corwin Bookkeeping be our sole income for our family. So
that was a wonderful legacy even to leave.
Absolutely.
Behind. So that's great. Well, I have really thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. I never knew you were an introvert because you're always so happy. You're always so happy. Like I see you. I'm not that introverts aren't happy, but you're always up and, bubbly's not the word, but I always feel that you're very open. So,
oh, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that.
You do a great job. And I have noticed that you do talk to some of the wallflowers. Which I appreciate as an event owner because I can't get around to all of them all the time.
Well, I like to sit in the back, and I've always, even when I was in school, in grad school, like I was always like, I'm going to take a seat in the back, and then I can see everything that goes on. I'm an observational person, right? And so I like to be able to see everything. And then you can see kind of the people who are just hanging out, and I'm like, okay, we'll talk to them.
We'll talk to those people.
That's okay. Yeah.
That's great. Well, I enjoyed it, and we will talk again soon.
No, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning into this episode of the Network Build Grow podcast. If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a fellow entrepreneur or professional. And of course, if you're not yet part of our community, visit networkbuildgrow.com to connect with us. Until next time, keep building and keep growing.